Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. The microphone messiah. Yeah. It's the microphone messiah. And Mr. No Days Off. Microphone messiah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Night One's recap of WWE WrestleMania 38, the most stupendous recap you will ever hear. I am your host, the microphone messiah, Phillip Antoine, and still, the Bullycast champion. I'm the undisputed Bullycast heavyweight champion of the world. In your face, Tronic. In your face. In your face. You may have got to go to WrestleMania, but I walked out on top. Yes, sir. Brandon Tanguma has finally joined me back. We've been doing recordings without him. Shout out Damon. He was on the Hall of Fame recap. We talked Taker and, of course, everything else. And I did the NXT Stand and Deliver recap earlier today by my lonesome. Mr. Tanguma, how's it feel to be in the presence of greatness? The undisputed.
Such an honor. Congratulations, Phillip. You know, you've been talking it up. It's been weeks, months long build between you and Tronic, and you talk a big game. You know, some might say a little too much, might be a little too strong, but on the most stupendous, on the granddaddy of them all, you know, the streets. You know, the streets. I keep my ears to the streets. The Tronic streets.
I'm like the Brady of this thing, man. Come on. I'm in menace mode. That's all that was. He kept saying he was the champion when he wasn't, man. I didn't want to have to do that. Now, I know in the video that was released, you know, that it said Tronic, if he lost, he wouldn't get a title shot till SummerSlam. That's not going to happen. I've talked to the board. That will not be happening. He can get a title shot whenever the next title shot is besides night 2, obviously, because it's me and you like old times.
Yep, we're going throwback. You know, I mean, these last few weeks, Tronic hasn't been on the show, so it's been OG Bulletcast, and it's only fitting that we close out night 2 just between you and me.
Of course. But it's going to be the same result.
I mean, you know, I might not have the best winning percentage, but you know, I get it done sometimes.
You sneak in there sometimes. Yes.
Yeah, you know, I get lucky every now and then.
Enough of the pageantries. Let's talk about it. WrestleMania. This was great, man. This first night, it was really awesome. It moved at a nice pace. I mean, we got we started the third match within the first hour. I thought the main card started at 4, but it started at 5. I was like, oh, okay. So we start the third match by 5:46, and the third match was you have the timestamp. It was like 13, 17 minutes, something like that.
The third match went 11 minutes. The first 2 matches went sub 9 minutes.
Okay. Well, Brandon, he has it up. So let's go through WrestleMania night 1.
Well, Phillip, you know, we got to always start off with the pre-show.
No matches.
No matches whatsoever. No clue. It was a 2-hour pre-show.
I watched the whole pre-show. Jake Paul is he's an interesting cat. They had the big tall black dude from American Ninja Warrior on there. Got to see my boy Peter Rosenberg, of course, sweet Peter. Yeah, good stuff.
Got the tail end, you know, Kayla doing anything, looking great as always.
Shout out Kayla. Shout out baby girl.
So the opening match was for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. We get the Usos defending against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Boogs and Nakamura get the big ol' entrance, sponsored by Mike's Hard Lemonade, so making money, boo-boo. But in the end, Boogs goes for a double whatever, having both Usos on his shoulders, knee buckles. Couldn't exactly tell if it was real or fake. I think Boogs played it off well, didn't scream in agony. So I was thinking maybe it was a work. Maybe they go back in and makes the hot tag. But no, Shinsuke kind of wrestles the rest of the match, loses in 6 minutes, 55 seconds, and the Usos retain. Word on the street is that it was a legit injury. It looked gnarly, but it didn't look too bad to where it could have been a work. So, I mean, if this is true, which it kind of looks like it is, it just sucks for Boogs. I mean, an injury like that probably is severe.
Was the plan for them to win then?
That's also what it seemed like, is the plan was for the faces to win. But I mean, if Boogs goes down, and I mean, an injury like that, he probably is going to be out for a few months. That you got to
they had to call an audible, and I feel like it was right to just keep it on the Usos. I mean, let I don't know, man. Keep it on the Usos until you get that other team that can rise up and take it off of them. What other teams are on SmackDown? The New Day, obviously. You have Holland and Sheamus, but they're heels. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know. Hell, throw Alpha Academy, like throw them on SmackDown, because I mean they're over. They're over like Rover. I think that would be a great matchup. We
need the roster shakeup.
Yeah, the wild card rule that they did. Yeah. Thank you.
Trying to go through here, trying to see if there's any SmackDown teams that really stand out.
No,
really, there's no tag teams. I mean, you have
Raw's the tag team division.
You have like Sheamus and Holland. You have
unless you call it
a lot of heels.
You can't do that. MSK won the tag titles on NXT, so you can't call them up. I
guess technically the Viking War Raider experience, even though they just lost in a handicap match to Omos.
What are your thoughts on the new NXT Women's Championship?
I caught kind of the tail end of the match, but I did see the title. I thought it was new because it's white. So
yeah, but the plate's new because it has the paint on it. It has a paint splatter.
Oh, so I didn't see that. I didn't see the paint on it. I need to go take a look at it, but it looked like a good.
It doesn't look atrocious, and it stands out more, obviously, from the male title. Match two. We move it on. Speaking of Madcap Moss, he was in the corner of Happy Corbin as he took on Drew McIntyre. Match goes 8 minutes, 35 seconds, pretty much what you would expect, paint by numbers. McIntyre gets the win. I thought it was a good match for what it was. Still didn't need to be on WrestleMania, could have been on SmackDown, but Drew gets the wins. Finally, nice that he gets that, if you want to call it a feel-good win at WrestleMania. It gets a win in front of fans, that's the point for the Mania. Drew McIntyre is the first person to kick out of End of Days. Nobody's ever, not even at house shows, nothing. Nobody's ever kicked out of that move. So if it was to happen, it's fitting that it happened at WrestleMania. And what are your thoughts on the ropes being cut by Drew when he tries to decapitate Madcap Moss?
Well, if you're trying to make a WrestleMania moment, trying to decapitate someone with your sword is definitely one of those. But
I mean, come on, man. They talked about his mama. The sword's named after his mom. Wouldn't you try to use it on them too if they did that? Talked about your mama like that?
I mean, I guess, but then you have to also think rationally. And if you decapitate someone, you'd be gone for a long time. Especially if you do it on national television, on a premium live event on the cock.
Anything can happen in WWE. Vince McMahon blew up in a limo and showed up the next week. Anything can happen. Yeah.
Also because of murder.
Oh, see, we didn't have to go there. All right, moving on, please.
Moving on. Match 3, as we talked about. This one goes 11 minutes, 15 seconds. The Miz and Logan Paul take on the Mysterios, Rey and Dominic. Rey supporting Mexico. Dominic supporting the US of A, kind of looking like an old school Eddie Guerrero look with the USA get up. I like that.
I thought that was nice. Logan Paul, how do you like his frog splash? Not bad.
It was not bad. He bust out the three amigos. He also looking very drippy. I like Pokemon back in the day, but
the gear, I like the gear. The gear was nice.
He had the gear. He had the 1-of-1 framed Pokemon card chain, which I don't know really much about cards, but they said it's a 1-of-1, which I would assume that means it's they thousands or millions of dollars.
They said he paid a hefty price.
I think I did see something on the internet that he paid $1 million for a card. So that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, this was the deciding factor, I believe, in the Bullet Cast Championship, Phillip.
It was.
Logan Paul and The Miz get the win in a relatively clean fashion. Blind tag with The Miz, but Miz hits the skull crushing finale on Ray. Ray gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. No face turn, no angle, no turns really. Just a straight up wrestling match between these four guys.
Then Miz hit Logan Paul with the skull crushing finale.
Might have turned my television off. Did not see that. Your boy was at a baptism party. My battery was draining. I knew it was going to be a long time, so I had to try to cut some slack. Try to turn my phone off when I could.
You gotta get the portable charger, man.
Well, I got the iPhone 13 Pro. I thought I was only going to need it for maybe a couple hours. Next thing you know, I watched pretty much 3/4 of WrestleMania on my phone.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need to carry the portable charger or the battery pack. The case that charges your phone. One of the things. Hey, when your birthday's in July, right?
Yes, it is.
All right, man. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Maybe. I thought Logan Paul looked pretty good. He didn't like really look atrocious. They kind of kept things safe where, Dominic worked with Miz, Ray worked with Logan. So you kind of had the pros working with the younger guys. So
yeah,
I thought, he looked fine. I mean, obviously not like a Bad Bunny type performance, but he has a really good look. It wasn't
atrocious and it wasn't excellent. It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, and Logan has like a really good look. So if he wants to, kind of keep doing it, I think he could. The kid might have a future in this business.
All right. Match 4.
We get kind of the first highly anticipated match on WrestleMania. We get Bianca Belair taking on Becky Lynch for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I don't like it, but the champion did enter first, with Becky getting kind of a then, now, forever redux of all of her infamous moments. Bianca gets the, was it Southern Texas University, an HBCU college. They come out with the marching band.
Yes.
I
did some time at Southern Texas.
They played her song, and she comes out. She kind of has the marching band look, and they go 19 minutes, 10 seconds. Bianca gets the win. I would say best match of the show. Not by a landslide. I did quite enjoy this match.
I mean, it got good at the end. I mean, Bianca getting manhandled, slammed on the steps. Obviously, they had to go back to that earlier on in the match, which was nice. Her getting back in there. It was nice. What do you think about the finish?
I thought the finish was nice. I really did like the beginning where, you started off with the bang, calling it back to SummerSlam. Quick little finish in the beginning, but kick out. And we, go off to the races. Like Becky's look, she has shorter hair, kind of bringing back the old school bright orange hair.
Yeah.
Becky looked like a star. They really wrestled quite well, and it's pretty easy to compare the two women's title matches, and the heat was definitely more behind this match than it was the other one.
Yeah,
which I think played into it and made it better.
Yeah. I mean, we'll talk about the build for the other one now. They did what they had to do to kind of get the heat there. I mean, if Becky had cut Bianca's hair, then all the heat would have been behind this one for sure. Something like that had happened. She didn't use the hair whip, so that saving it for another time.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if we get this match at Backlash next month or whatever it is.
Backlash next month, is that confirmed?
I believe WrestleMania Backlash in 4 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever the hell.
Pay Backlash, WrestleMania Pay Backlash.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there is like some sort of hair stipulation put on, title versus hair. That would be probably something that
we could see that something another. Congratulations to Bianca Belair. She becomes the 7th woman, I believe, to hold the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships. Let me see: Sasha, Bayley, Becky, Charlotte, Alexa. No, she becomes the 6th. She becomes the 6th person. So congratulations.
Then next up, we have the longest match on the show. Seth frickin' Rollins comes out dressed up, and I don't know what the hell he was wearing. He was wearing some blue getup. I kind of thought it looked like a Charlotte Flair robe. He was
dripping.
It was definitely a look. He had like kind of lace tights where you can kind of see like his upper thigh. It's definitely a look for old Seth.
What are your thoughts on the upper thighs of Seth freaking Rollins?
CrossFit Jesus got some nice thighs on.
Are they some of the best thighs you've ever seen?
No, I think Big E's got the best thighs in the game right now. He's got them thick, juicy thighs.
Really?
Yep. Thick thighs save lives, Phillip.
Yes. I am aware.
But Seth comes out, kind of soak in the moment. We get pyro, no Vince McMahon announcement, no swerve, just Cody Rhodes. We hear wrestling has one royal family.
We got the presentation. Cody Rhodes is back in WWE, my friend. I love it. I popped. I mean, we all knew it was coming, but just like they didn't toy with it. They just let it happen. That's what you can do. If you're getting the guy from AEW, you want to get that presentation, what he's known for. It's crazy, man. His last WrestleMania was in that building. His first Mania back with the company in the same building. Wrestling special, man. It's awesome. Pomp and circumstance and all. They even gave him the American Nightmare symbol floating around the stadium and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it kind of looked like he got his tattoo redone or something. It kind of was popping.
The
color
popping.
was looking nice.
Yeah,
still a terrible tattoo, but the color looked nice.
It's
terrible location of a tattoo.
Yeah, like he could have done it on the neck. Just it could have been much smaller. You know,
I mean, when you have so much real estate, going for the neck is a statement, especially when it's your logo.
He wants the money shot while he's on the turnbuckle. He could have done the shoulder. You're right. He could have done the shoulder.
But I mean, I thought this match was fantastic. I think I need to go back and listen or watch it. I mean, mainly listen to it because I did have it on my phone, so I couldn't really get the full grasp of how the crowd was reacting to everything. But I loved it. The pomp and circumstance, as you said, we got AEW Cody Rhodes in WWE, and I think that's exactly what we needed. We even got the rise up through the stage. I mean, when the Mysterios kind of did the pop-up gimmick, both of them, I was like, okay, if Cody's showing up, he definitely has got to do it, and he did.
I thought Brandy was going to come with him, but I mean, she was there, she was backstage, but she didn't accompany him. Raw on Monday is going to be very interesting. Well, what's the time frame on this? How long did it go?
Went 21:40, by far longest match on the show.
Hey, it was great, man. But what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I thought this match was fantastic. In comparison, as between this one and the Bianca Becky match, and I can definitely see why people like this one the most. And honestly, probably not even being close, just because of the moment surrounding it. Athletically, it was really nice, as you would expect from Seth and Cody. It will be interesting going forward with Cody in WWE to see how he works, because obviously he kind of wrestled a more WWE style in AEW, but he also kind of leaned heavily into the blood, which he's not going to be able to do in WWE. So it will be interesting to see what he does in his matches to kind of take it to that next level when he doesn't have kind of the, crutch of blood.
I don't know, man. Cody's a smart guy. He did in AEW because he couldn't do it in WWE. Maybe that's something he wanted to do. One of the reasons why he left. I know Brian. That's one of the reasons why Brian left WWE, so he could bleed. But yeah,
Savage.
Man, yeah. But hey, man, Cody, he traveled the world. He was only gone for 6 years. He did a lot in that time frame, not just the AEW stuff, but traveling, going to indie after indie after indie, the stuff he did out here, going up to Canada, the stuff he did in Japan. He traveled a lot, so he's picked up on certain things and traits, and he'll find a way to make it work with this new. New to WWE fans, not new to us who watched AEW, but this current incarnation of himself. He did the old the dusty spot, with the elbow. Did it for his daddy, then hit another crossroads. Just a fantastic match, man. This is my favorite match of the show.
I will say I was kind of joking with Curveballs and Chair Shots co-host, friend of the podcast, Dominic. We're watching it together, and I was like, making jokes like, oh, they should do like a super kick, one wing angel, Cody kicks out at one, and be like super meta. They didn't exactly do it, but they did do a combination with Seth doing a super kick into a Falcon Arrow, which is pretty much almost a one-wing angel, which I kind of popped for, even though it probably wasn't a hidden message, but I read too much into it. I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, Seth hit the pedigree and Cody kicked out. Cody was going for the Cody Vader, but Seth flipped around too much and turned into a powerbomb, which it still works. How'd you feel about the Cody Cutter? That was a nice one.
Yeah, Cody Cutter looked nice, breaking out all the maneuvers. What a maneuver the Cody Cutter was.
What a maneuver. Go buy our merch on What a Maneuver. Yeah, shout out to the American Nightmare. I'm glad to have you back, and the E, as the kids call it.
Next up, many people thought this would have been the final match on the show, but technically it was the penultimate match, and that would be Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown.
Whoa! Didn't we get some Hall of Fame stuff happening?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know we wanted to talk about that yet. Oh, we also missed.
This was probably the greatest Hall of Fame class ever.
We also missed Stephanie McMahon showing up for no reason, and then she introduced Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson showed up, put his arms in the air, hugged Stephanie, walked out.
Because he's a god.
Hell of a moment,
bro. The NCAA heavyweight champion,
two-time.
I got to meet Gable, man. We got to. You think, man? You think I could get a takedown on Gable Steveson? I know he just wrestled a tournament where he only gave up one, but I don't shoot. I play the I play the pummeling game. I'm more of the Russians out to the side and the duck unders and the body locks. That's my game. Think we can do that?
If you ever see Gable Steveson in public, just shoot on him, and you can
I'm not shooting.
You can say you took him down. You might go to jail afterwards, but at least you could say you took down Gable Steveson. It might have been, behind the back. He wasn't.
Did you believe that? Like, I'm sitting in the cell. What do you in for? Oh, I took down the NCAA heavyweight champion. Yeah.
His back was turned, and he had no idea who I was, but I took him down.
Oh, no. I said, hey, Gable. And then, boom. Yep. No, I'm just playing. Love Gable, though. Love him. Man, he's the kids who are wrestling today. He is what Kurt Angle was to those kids of that generation of a time ago. You know what I mean? Amateur Kurt Angle, just great stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we don't see too many amateur wrestling stars. I mean, even like Brock Lesnar.
Yes, you do.
Who's an amateur wrestling star?
Star? Angle, Lesnar, Ziggler, Gable.
Okay, Dolph Ziggler coming out of college, I don't think people really knew who he was.
Bro, the most winningest wrestler in that school's history, held the record for 10 plus years.
I love the golden flashes, but it's Kent State. It's not Minnesota or Oklahoma.
Okay, I mean, we saw swagger. Come on, man.
I'm talking about like mainstream. Not saying
Shelton Benjamin.
I'm not saying. I'm saying like mainstream amateur wrestling stars.
Okay.
Not people who have transitioned well from pro or from amateur to pro.
I'm surprised Jordan Burroughs never hopped over. He was when I was in high school, he was the man. He was basically the Gable of like 10 years ago. That's crazy.
So there's a Hall of Fame segment.
Yes.
Stroll out all the old timers. Undertaker.
Did you watch the Hall of Fame?
I did not. I had it in the background.
You didn't see what TED Talk Taker?
I had we were recording curveballs and chair shots while it was going on. I had it in the background. Didn't have didn't have any audio to it, but I did see TED Talk Taker. Probably going to go back and at least listen to his speech. If there's anything you need if I'll listen to the recap, obviously, Phillip. But if you were to tell the people out there, what are if outside of Taker, any other things people need to watch at the Hall of Fame?
Sharmel's speech was excellent, man. She dropped some bars. She hit her gimmick. She thanked Booker, the love of her life. She thanked WCW. She thanked her kids. She shout out Boogeyman and Ray, and hers was very, very well done. The Steiners, it was short and sweet. Scott, I'm kind of upset we didn't get a math promo from Scott. That would have been nice. Yeah,
Scott didn't go after Triple H after everything that's happened.
None of that. None of that, bro. He talked about Randy Savage a lot. Like Randy Savage was riding with the Steiner brothers, and Randy's like, I bet I can make those cows come to me before they can come to you. I was like, what the hell? What is he talking about? And so Scott was like, no, we're not doing that. But Randy Savage had cows running at him. It's an interesting story. Yeah, I can't do it justice. You have to go watch it.
Okay, guess I gotta listen to the Hall of Fame just to hear a Randy Savage cow story.
Yep.
Anything else on the Hall of Fame?
No,
shut up. Ceremony.
Shout out Vader. Shad Gaspard's segment was, sad. His son hitting the Crime Time handshake with JTG warmed my heart. Go see JTG May 7th at Stars of Wrestling in Alameda.
There you go. Then back to the wrestling. The penultimate match on night one was Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown title against old Ronda Rousey. This one goes 18 minutes, 30 seconds. Charlotte Flair does retain after
that shocked me. That really shocked me.
After two false finishes, Charlotte having her foot on the rope, then she taps out, but the ref was down. Charlotte tries to get Lil Nate up. It was all a fix. Lil Nate, shit's going down if Lil Nate is refereeing a Flair match. But Charlotte hits her. I mean, she just hits her with a big boot, which I don't think I've ever really seen that for a finish since 1984. But
she's been using the boot recently, so it's believable. She's been using that for the finish on a couple things. Was this better than the Survivor Series match?
I mean, I don't know.
You got an actual finish.
Well, I mean, I guess you can say it was an actual finish, but it was a cop-out finish with Ronda. She gets quote unquote, she gets two kind of visual pins on Charlotte. But talked a little bit about it with Bianca. There was not too much heat in this match. I mean, the story going into it, I didn't think it was very good at all with Charlotte and Ronda. And I think that kind of translated to the way the crowd reacted.
Match
you also have, the match was good. This, you have Stone Cold kind of looming over everything. So I think the crowd's kind of saving their energy for that. But give credit to these two women. The crowd really got into it like the last, 4 minutes of the match. So they really worked their ass off. They kind of got the audience back up, but then just the air kind of came back out once the finish happened. Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't really tell which way the crowd was leaning, whether it was a pro Ronda Charlotte or really didn't matter. Cause I think they were just kind of reacting to the match itself, not exactly siding for one wrestler over the other, but good match. Probably I would say this is better than their Survivor Series match.
I would call Brian Tronick, but I'm sure he's busy.
Speaking of cows, it's probably just like, a bunch of cows getting let out at the AT&T Stadium.
Yeah. Tight.
Oh, 77,000, which it definitely was not, but,
say whatever 77,000. I have confirmation.
Yes.
I know somebody that works at the stadium. I have confirmation.
Okay. Yeah. As long as you count all the, the vendors, the workers, everybody backstage, all the fireworks, the cameramen, then maybe it's
like tickets bought 77,000 confirmed.
77,000 tickets available.
The Cody Rhodes merch is already ready to go for WWE shop. Get it while it's hot.
And get the old AEW stuff before it gets shut down.
Yeah, they tweeted that out. That's right.
Phillip, your thoughts on the Charlotte Ronda match?
I enjoyed like that last little bit. I mean, they were so Charlotte had Ronda in a Boston Crab or Walls of Jericho, whatever you want to call it, while she's like sitting on the ropes. Ronda, with that core strength, she just like gets up there and looks her in the face like, what, you really doing this to me? And then just yanks her down by her arm. Like she was just ragdolling Charlotte by her arm basically the whole match. Charlotte went for the Andrade moonsault spot. You go for the moonsault off the top, miss, but you land on your feet, then you do a standing moonsault. That one didn't really connect. Piper's Pit, that it looked like it hurt. It was stiff, but I mean, it was very physical, and that's what added to the match. But I'm just shocked that Charlotte retained. Where'd she go from here? Who does she face?
I don't know. I mean, WrestleMania Backlash, you probably might have a rematch, but who knows what Ronda's schedule is like. I think we kind of picked Ronda thinking she was going to be not exactly every day, but she was going to be back, maybe kind of have like a Brock type run. She gets the title, is there kind of often, maybe until SummerSlam, but maybe she kind of fades back, maybe comes back at SummerSlam. But I mean, looking at the roster, the SmackDown roster, I mean, it's not too strong. The only thing is Bayley seems like she's available. She should be coming back. I mean, maybe she comes back on Monday or Friday.
Bayley's hanging out at indie shows in Newark.
Yeah, Asuka's still available. I don't even know what official brand, if they even have an official brand for either one of them. So Asuka and Bayley are the two.
Bayley's not on a brand. She tweeted that out. Her SmackDown
she's a free agent. I forgot.
Her SmackDown contract expired. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Could call somebody up.
Hold on. Let me see. Let's try to call Brian. Let's see what happens.
We all know Brian was very happy when the Queen walked out champion. Just a random thought. Maybe you do Shayna Baszler as a challenger because of the connection to Ronda. Still haven't full on, acknowledged that, but.
No, I won't call him. We'll let him enjoy his moment. We'll let him enjoy his.
Come on, call him and rub it in his face that he's not the champion.
No, I'm not going to do it. We'll let him enjoy his moment.
All right. And finally, the main event.
What?
Kevin Owens show. KO shows up. Phillip, I don't like the what chance. Don't test me.
It wasn't a what. It was a wad.
Got it. So yeah, KO comes out, does this whole shtick, buries Texas. Stone Cold interrupts him, so you kind of get that spontaneous Stone Cold pop. Stone Cold in the getup, not tights, but he was wearing the shorts with the bionic knee braces, Austin 316 shirts. So you kind of knew something was going to happen. Comes out on the ATV. They go back and forth, and we have an official Stone Cold Steve Austin match to close out WrestleMania. It goes 13 minutes, 55 seconds. A minute 55 of those seconds actually took place inside of the ring. We do bumps on the outside, into the crowd, up the ramp, on the stage.
I can't believe Austin took that bump on the concrete.
Yeah, that's as soon as I mean, he took like the one bump into the barricade. He took the bump on the turnbuckle or the whatever post on the outside, and then he takes the concrete bump. So he took more bumps on the outside than he did in the ring, which is just crazy to me for someone almost 60.
Yeah, he took 2 bumps in the ring,
and hasn't wrestled in almost 20 years. But I mean, you could tell he was definitely slow. I mean, to begin with, he definitely looked really rusty, but I think once the adrenaline started going and he kind of, worked up a sweat, I think he did look a little bit better by the end. I did not have high expectations going into this match, so I'm not like disappointed or whatever from this match. It's pretty much what I thought. It was a walk-in brawl. Stone Cold beats KO all up and down the place.
I just thought they would fight. I didn't think they would actually get a ref. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I mean, it goes over 14 minutes, damn near. So much longer than I think what I would expect. I would probably put the over under at like 6.5.
Yeah, do one of those like 555 matches type deals. But Steve Austin has officially had his last match in Dallas. His first match was in Dallas at the old Sportatorium, and his last match was in Dallas at the AT&T Stadium. What are your thoughts on Steve Austin having his last match officially?
Well, never say never. Who knows?
Taker said that at his Hall of Fame speech.
Never say never, especially when that Saudi Arabia money be floating around. I don't know, but it is a nice little bow to wrap up the Stone Cold career. He always said that, that WrestleMania 19 match with The Rock was such a perfect ending. Yes, it wasn't an announced retirement match, but it was such a great match. And, I think he always was very gracious about that moment, but I think there was always something itching for him wanting to, make it official that he's actually done. So even though it still wasn't official that it was his last match, I think he can be at peace if it is.
Yeah. So it was fun, man. Got the stunner off.
Stone Cold had like 12 beers before the match was even over.
Man, he was just drinking and drinking. That's how you get that adrenaline.
Luckily, it was the lagers, not the IPAs, so he probably didn't catch too much of a buzz.
Have you had the new lagers yet?
I have not. Haven't even seen them.
They're apparently they're in San Jose.
Not going to San Jose for that.
Why not?
I mean,
I'll check around here, and if I can find the lagers, I'll bring you some.
Okay. I do got a little plug going up to Yosemite. I'd be going to always stop at this one little grocery store where we go up to Yosemite. They always got the Stone Cold IPA, so hopefully next time I go up there, hopefully I got the lagers.
We'll have the lagers. I got to have a beer tonight for Stone Cold.
Oh, I mean, I've had a few already today.
All right.
Rocking the old Austin 316.
I know I talk my issue when we talk about WrestleMania 14, but I was happy for the guy, man. Austin, I mean, the pop, I was watching fan footage. The thing it's infectious. I've never been there live for an Austin pop. That's one of the other things I want to get off the bucket list before I call it a quit with this whole wrestling fandom thing. But yeah. I'm happy for the guy. Congrats, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Byron Saxton sold the hell out of that stunner.
The Byron Saxton Stone Cold feud continues. Stone Cold showing up on the first COVID Raw. Byron Saxton and him got into it. So it whether it's like a running bit or whatever it is, I do enjoy Byron, eating a stunner from Stone Cold.
Thoughts on the sell?
Yep. I mean, hell of a sell.
It's no Scott Hall.
Yeah, it's no Scott Hall. It's no Rock at 19, or 17. But shout out Byron. I mean, even shout out Kevin Owens. I think he took some, like the very, very last one, I think was a nice one.
Yeah. I guess that does it. What's your overall grade for night one of the most stupendous event in all of sports entertainment?
Night one, I think on paper, it did look like the stronger overall card. It had more matches that I think could have delivered. I think they pretty much all did. There was no real disappointment, maybe outside of the tag match, but that was because of the injury. I'll go with an A, like an A minus. I really enjoyed all the matches, and even like with me watching it on my phone, I still enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'll give it an A for American Nightmare.
Yeah. I mean, this match, I mean, the show, I thought it didn't blow my expectations out of the water, but, as I said, nothing disappointed. Everything was really good. And there was, all the matches were different.
Yep. That's going to do it for Brendan and myself. Thank you guys so much. We're back tomorrow night for night 2. And like I said at the beginning of the show, the same result. I'm walking out the champion yet again.
You never know.
Never know.
A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
I don't know. It's 140 plus days as the champion, man. I'm not leaving anytime soon. I do this. Yeah, I do this.
It's fine. It's fine. You keep, being overconfident. It's gonna catch up with you.
Overconfidence is not a thing. I'm just assured of myself. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. Being assured of yourself got Jordan 6 rings. It's what you do. It's what I do.
Okay. So does that mean Tronic is the John Stockton of the podcasting community?
Who the hell is that?
You don't even know who John Stockton is?
No, who is John Stockton?
Arguably the greatest point guard of all time. Karl Malone.
Shout out Karl Malone.
Okay, you know Karl Malone, but not John Stockton. Okay, got it.
Shout out Carmelo Anthony. He's not even a point guard, is he? No. Well, what is he?
Was he a 3? I think he's a 3.
Is he still playing?
4. Yeah, he's on Tronic's Lakers, I believe, on the old retirement home Lakers.
I had some Carmelo Anthony's. Those were fire.
This is a Dwayne Wade podcast. Dwayne Wade all day.
Gabrielle Union all day. Shout out Gabrielle Union.
Exactly.
Big fan.
No one cares about Will Jade anymore. It's all about Dwayne and Gabrielle.
Favorite Gabrielle Union movie? Do you have one?
Never. I don't think I've ever seen one. I probably have, but I can't.
I'm telling Dwayne.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling him. No, I'm about to call him up right now. Thank you guys.
You got Dwayne on speed dial. You didn't even tell me.
Well, that's how I gotta get. That's how I gotta get to Gabrielle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't hating.
Hey, you miss all the shots you don't take, player. Yes, sir. No, but seriously, thank you guys so much. WrestleMania Night 1, we both gave it an A. It was fantastic. WrestleMania Night 2, you got Edge versus AJ Styles. You got the women's tag titles are on the line. And, of course, winner take all, the Beast versus the head of the table, WWE Championship, Universal Championships on the line. Somebody's walking out with both titles or an undisputed champion. We are going to find out. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy WrestleMania Night 2. Oh, hell. Yeah.
Brandon, what's good, y'all? Let's go. Bullet Cast host. Look, this is the time for us to be great on podcasts. Let you know this is the time and how the vibe lasts. This is the feeling of time and when we on it. We got no time for no opponent. It's the feeling. This is the time of the greats on everything that we say.
This has been the Bullet Cast. Thank you for listening.